world. This is Brain Thomas Lee, and this is how my thoughts are created into my well-being, into this reality. Imagination, dreams, and a lost voice. And this is where we begin. I can never forget any of my dreams, but I always forget about a lot of things in life. I've always wondered about that. I need someone's help. And, well, I don't know. But this is what I have to say. I lay down, fall asleep. Last thing I remember was seeing nothing but complete blackness for a few seconds. Then after that, I awoke in my third eye, and all I could see was a mystical cave that was made of elderly aged rocks that's still well in health. When you carefully analyzed and synchronized the image of the rocks, they had some sort of ancient carvings on them. They were so well designed that I could not even trace its every patterns, let alone on one rock itself. As I was amazed by the scene in front of me, I could see the shining light from the sun sparkling inside the cave. You can clearly see that the aged rocks was also making its own patterns on the grounds of the mystical cave, where the cracked lines are thick and divides itself like a mini maze, if you will. Also, inside that mini maze of the patterned rocks on the grounds of the cave was filled with clear, light, bluish waters flowing effortlessly on the grounds, though it can only reach the very bottoms of the feet. I could see the ending of the cave, and at that point, there was nothing but blinding light from the sun yet again. Amazingly, I took all of this in complete, solitary peace and silence. So I walked towards the light, and what I discovered was an entire field of earthly nature, where it was just like inside of the mystical cave, but a mystical land of some sort, where there were hills not very tall, but beautiful, because that's what it was in original form. The clear, light, bluish, sparkling waters again effortlessly flows through the bottoms of each hill's end. On each hill was a small tree, tall enough to be at waist level. Everything was so healthy you can almost taste its greatness, even by the sense of the air. As I traveled through the mystical lands of such beautiful views of the grounds I walk upon, breathe upon, live upon, I then eventually reached far enough to another cave and another adventure. I remember in that cave, it was like another mystical view, but again the rocks were elderly aged and still well in health. Still had carvings on them, but there was no waters. I then reached a friend. He had dark skin and he had a lot of armor on him. It wasn't really armor, but it looked more like training clothes. It was very heavy, but very light at the same time. He was preparing for battle, for somewhere, for something. And for some reason, I had this feeling in my heart, a voice inside my head, when my thoughts run like marathons every day. Something was telling me to go with him. And all of a sudden, I looked down. I never realized what I was wearing because of how amazed I was from the first view I seen since I awoke in my third eye. And I too was wearing some kind of armor, but it was heavy and light at the same time. And I didn't realize I was walking with some kind of weapon that's like a stick and has some sort of knife at the end. When I walked out, it wasn't what I expected. I thought it was gonna be blood and gore, but combatants with bare hands and feet, going head to head, toe to toe. And for some reason, some kind of lost and forgotten honor and pride was speaking inside of us. Anyone can form their bodies with weapons and use them in a fight, but to us, the honor and pride was way beyond that. So we had to fight them. And after that, I woke up from the dream. This was Rain Thomas Lee from Anchorage, Alaska. And this is how my thoughts are created. Imagination.